We've come to India, the home place of Mahindra, to put the new XUV500 through its paces. Headlining the changes for the XUV500 are a revised front end, a revised rear end and interior. But the biggest game changer for this car is the new 6-speed automatic transmission, which changes from the manual only available previously.
The XUV500 offers a cavernous interior with plenty of head and leg room for both the first and second rows. The infotainment system features a 7-inch touchscreen display with satellite navigation, voice recognition and inbuilt applications. With 3 rows of air conditioning, third-row passengers even get their own blower controls and 12-volt power points. There's also over 700 litres of cargo space available with the third row folded flat.
So while this thing may work really well on the streets of Bombay, we need to find out whether it's going to fit in Double Bay. These Indian roads are quite terrifying because there are literally cars and trucks going everywhere. The lines may as well just be entirely redundant because no one listens to them, likewise with the traffic lights. The Indian roads really are a perfect place to test the Mahindra XUV500. Not because they're busy and not because there's cars darting out of any which way. It's because the roads are really poor quality. So a car like this is actually surprising because it rides on these roads so well. It sucks up the bumps and it just glides over all the imperfections, despite the fact that the roads here are some of the poorest quality things you have ever seen. Under the bonnet of the XUV500, we have a 2.2 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged diesel engine. So it makes 103 kilowatts of power and 330 newton meters of torque. And what makes this car so unique now is that it's made it to a 6-speed automatic ACEN gearbox, whereas previously it was only available in a manual. So that really should open up and widen the appeal of this car. The engine itself is actually pretty impressive. It's quite responsive, can be a little bit noisy at times, but it's not too intrusive into the cabin. But the best part about this car is actually the gearbox. It's quite a slick shifting unit and it's quite easy to transition through the gears. Works really well at low speeds, but it also kicks down nice and fast at high speeds. Takes advantage of that torque delivery of the diesel engine. The 7-seat configuration is going to be great for families who want that little bit of flexibility. It also comes with a 2.5-tonne towing capacity, which is pretty impressive for a car of this size. Let's talk about the negatives. The fit and finish is great, but it's not fantastic. There are some parts that really could do with a bit of polish. We also found the car had a bit of rack rattle when we were testing it at Mahindra's test track, which I would have thought they would iron out by now considering how long the car's been on the market. The other thing I don't like as well is the steering wheel shaking at idle, so it makes it feel a little bit cheap. To match that ride comfort, the interior is a comfortable place to be as well. The air conditioning is fantastic, does a great job of cooling the car. The seats are really comfortable as well, including in the second row. There's plenty of room in the third row as well. Driving on Indian roads has been quite an experience. Organised chaos, I think, is probably the best term for it. The lanes are effectively pointless. People just come in from side streets. You'll have motorbikes fly out in front of you. Pedestrians who literally don't even look at traffic, just walk out. We've had so many close calls, but it just seems to be the way of life here. This car makes a lot of sense here, especially with this new automatic gearbox. We can't wait to get it on Australian roads and see whether it stacks up as well back home.